Okay, this is the one that everybody has always been waiting for. It is the how to do the listing brochures and the OMs, offering memorandums. Depending on which side of the country you're on, you either call them offering memorandums or sales packages. So, any of these are going to open up in Google Slides. As long as you do have a Google account, you can access Google Slides for free. That's why I chose Google Slides to do these. And so, what we're going to do is we're going to open one of them or all of them. Let me just go through some of the things about the brochures. So, aqua and gold are the ones that are the most versatile. So, they'd be really great if you're doing retail, office, industrial, and most of your properties. They are portrait, which is very common, and they're going to be the ones that you're probably going to use the most. The mahogany one is really made for multifamily. So when you go in there, you're going to see some extra pages in there, like stuff where it talks about the individual units and rent rolls and things like that that you don't normally see in like a regular property. Sage is for land because you do need the wider landscape look for the land and all of your screenshots that you're probably going to take off of any kind of mapping software. That's going to be the best one for any kind of land. So, just to make things simple, I'm actually just going to go over the gold listing brochure. So, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open it. All right, so you'll notice that you actually cannot edit this, right? So I'm clicking on it here. I can't edit it. I can't do anything to it. That is because you're supposed to read the red box. So how to save this? Let's go ahead and read the directions. It's going to be File, make a copy, entire presentation, and then save it onto your Google Drive. I also want to show you though, when you download, you can download it into a PowerPoint if you're more familiar with PowerPoint and you'd rather open it and edit it in there. That is available for you. So if you do have Microsoft 365 where PowerPoint comes with it, that is an option. Otherwise, you can use the free Google copy. So all I did again, file, make a copy, entire presentation. So I'm going to create a folder and I'm going to put brochures and OMs, and this is going to be in my Google Drive. I'm going to select it. I'm just going to take copy of out there and I'm just going to hit make a copy. Now I have a copy on my Google Drive, and I also just want to show you, so if you want to access your Google Drive, it's just drive.google.com and then you can access it. You can see here I've made the folder for it and it's right here. So if I do want to access it in the future, that's how I'm going to get to it. So this one is mine now. So as you can see, I can edit it now. So now I'm going to start working on it. Now, the very first one that you want to do, the very first one is going to take you a little bit longer because you're going to be sitting here and you're going to change out the logo, you're going to change out the agent name, you're going to change out the color scheme, that sort of thing. And then once you have that built, make a copy and then do your actual listing brochure. So I would suggest how you start out with is just doing, the footer and the header, and then make yourself a copy to fill in all the rest of the stuff. So let me move this over here. Now, how I'm going to get started is I'm going to put my logo in here, which I'm just going to pop directly in here like that. And I am going to just size it so that it fits in here. So one thing that's kind of annoying about Google Slides is that there's no real easy way to get this color off of the logo to make it easily. Really, the best way to do it is, or at least the easiest way, is just try to match it as best you can from here. Now, if you do want the exact color, let's see here. All I did was I Google searched color picker and I found redketchup.io. And let's go ahead and use it. So I'm just going to pop in my logo here. And then I'm going to click on the red. And then that's going to give me my hex here. So this is what I'm going to use to create in here. And then I'm just going to go to, I'm clicking on the back of the thing where it's going to show me my color scheme, and I'm just going to paste it directly in here and just hit OK. All right, so now I have the exact logo color, and it's going to save right here. There we go. So I can sit here and redo it. I don't love red on dark, so oops. So what I'm going to do is make this white since gold is not going to work. All right. So I'm just going to put office building. And you can change out all this kind of stuff too. It's just text, so you can change it out. So one thing that's a little bit easier with Google Slides is I just went ahead and right clicked on it. And then I'm going to hit replace image and upload from computer. And I'm going to choose different image here. And if this isn't quite sizing up the way you wanted it to, you can double click in it and you can just kind of move it around. So one thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so you can see a bit more of the building. And maybe I'll just move it down a little bit. There. And here's where you would update all of this information. Now, one thing that I'm going to have to do, of course, is going to be the agents. So, Brandy, quick. I don't have another agent on this property. It's just me, so I can go ahead and just delete that. Otherwise, if you do have additional agents, you can remove this and then add in a third one if you need to. Otherwise, you can just leave it alone. Now, one of the things that you will have to do through here is just kind of change out some of the stuff. So I'm just going to change out this to red, and then I'm going to copy and paste this stuff throughout. So I'm just going to show you how to do this. But once you have this done, mind you, you don't have to do it again. So I'll go ahead and go through here and do these. I will hit pause so you do not die of boredom. Okay, so I've spent some time adding in the footer and the new color scheme to each one of these. One thing that I am going to suggest that you do is you go here and you make a copy of the entire presentation and maybe call it something like my template. And then you can use this to make additional listing brochures as you go on. And once you do have this one saved, I would suggest that you go ahead and do make a copy, entire presentation, and then office building, 1, 2, 3. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. That way you do have your template copy. And then now I'm working on another brochure that is my actual office building. So now I'm going to go ahead and start working on it. And I'm going to pop in some images here. So you can see that's not really going to fit. So I'm just going to resize it a little bit. Move it over. And I'm going to use this crop tool. The crop tool is going to be the most handy thing that we have available because not every image is going to fit perfectly. And I can just, all I did here is just double click on it to move the image within the crop thing so I can get it to be exactly the way I want it. And it's going to be kind of the same here where I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger to fill up the page. And then I'm just going to use the crop tool. All right, to put it into place. What's annoying about the crop tool is you really gotta make sure you're clicking on it properly. Okay, there we go. Now, obviously that's ceiling, so I don't want that. So I'm just double clicking on it and I'm just moving the image up to get to some more interesting part of there we go. And of course I would sit here and input all of this info in. It has plenty of room too, so if you need additional room, or you can make just the font bigger if you don't have that much information. So with property photos, I actually don't have that many property photos, but if you did, you could do it. But now Google is so cool in the fact that you can select some photos here, and then when you pull them over, it will automatically size them for you. Oh no, just kidding. I guess they don't do that anymore. All right. Okay. So, oh, it actually did. Okay. So you can see here that it does kind of automatically size it for you. So here we go, which is nice. And then I'm just going to move them over here. There. And then you can update this a little bit. There, that looks nice. So usually, I suppose maybe if you only do an odd mount, they'll automatically do that. But it's really nice because then you don't have to do a ton of work. Number one question I get is how do I add a map? Now, what you're going to use is we're just going to use like your favorite mapping program. I'm going to use Bing. I'm just going to, okay, first of all, this is not an aerial, so I'm going to change it to an aerial. And then I'm just going to kind of zoom in a little bit into somewhere kind of random. And then just try to, I'm going to take a screenshot. Boom. And then I'm just going to go back into Google here. I'm going to delete this and I'm just going to paste the screenshot directly in here. So all I did was on my keyboard is I hit the print screen button. If you are on a Mac, what you're going to need to do is you're going to hold Shift, Command, and then number 4 to get a screenshot. So, but otherwise, if you're using a PC, you can just hit the print screen button. You might have it on the Mac. I'm not exactly sure. My Mac is like 100 years old at this point, and we are a PC household as my husband is IT, and he doesn't like to mix he does not like to mix different computers onto the network. So I'm just going to hit enter, and okay, I just need to crop it just a little bit more on this side. I'm going to hit enter to save it, and there we go. Now, one of the things that you're going to want to do also is definitely do like a call out here. So all I'm going to do is just do a call out and then I'm just going to pop it here. With the call outs, you can click on these just to make the arrow a little bit larger. So that makes it a little bit easier. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to add a text to this. I'm going to put subject. I'm going to make it bold. And I'm just going to pop it right here. Now you can make this a little bit bigger or smaller depending on what exactly you want to do. You can just size it, but you can move them around as you need to. I'm going to make this smaller. Now, one of the other big questions that I get it to is, like how do you add in all of the logos? So if you had like a retail a listing, for instance, and you wanted to add in all of these extra things, one thing that you can do, of course, is it has some of this stuff here. Let's see here. These are okay. So here's the quality in, for instance. I'm not going to, it's going to be a thing. Like have to sit here and do the quality in, and grab the logo and copy it and paste it. And then put it here. I can't remember where exactly it was. I want to see, maybe it was this one. Quality in. And then you can do the insert, sheep callouts, same thing. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it up so that it points the correct direction. And I'm just going to move this slightly. I'm going to reorder this. Order, bring to front. That way it'll be on top of this. And then I'm just going to sit here and mess around with this until it looks good. So, unfortunately, there's no easy way to do an aerial map. This is basically how it's done, even when you see some of the bigger companies where they have like a ton of mapping and stuff like that. Usually, it is a person in a warehouse just doing this kind of thing where they're, taking the logo and then they're adding it onto the map. Uh, there are some companies that do this kind of thing where you can plug in the address and it comes up with this kind of stuff. It is fairly expensive, but if you are interested in it, you can Google search GIS mapping or aerial mapping, GIS, aerial mapping, retail logo, something like that. And you can see if you can find a provider. Otherwise, this is how it is done unless you have some sort of fancy software. Next one, street map. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to just change this to road. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to print screen. I'm going to move on over here. And I just copied it. So I did the print screen and then I just pasted directly on it. And I'm going to do the exact same thing where I just crop it. All right, that's pretty good. And then to make life easy on myself, I'm just going to copy from here. Oops, did I get the call out? Copy, paste, voila. All right. So the next one is something that you can create multiple ones. So I'm just going to hit duplicate slide. twice here. And I'm just going to put in a floor plan. I'll just show you kind of how to do it. But mostly with the floor plans, all you're going to do is you're just going to open up the PDF. And then it's going to be the same thing where you're just going to, let's see, where's the snapshot? You're going to take the snapshot tool. There you go. I just made a copy, and then I'm just going to paste it directly in here. And you can do that if you have multiple floor plans. So if you have to show, several units or something like that, you could of course just do like unit A1 or a second floor or something like that, and then just make as many of these as you need to. And then sitemap, same thing. All I'm going to do is copy it from, oops, just close this one. And then I'm going to copy it from the site plan. And same thing, oh yeah, snapshot to copy and paste. And I'm just going to orient it properly. So it's kind of in the middle. And you can move these down if you want to. I just have them all the same height. And it's the same with demographics. What I would do is I would just do the exact same thing where I'm copying directly off of the PDF with the table. The only thing is when you are doing that kind of thing with text, particularly, is that usually on the PDF, it looks fine, but when somebody goes to print it out, it'll kind of look really pixelized. Another thing I want to show you too is you can just download this to PDF. So once you're finished with your brochure, you can change it into a PDF and use it wherever. So then you can send it to your client. You can send it in emails. You can put it on LoopNet, build out whatever it is that you're using, and distribute it as much as you want to. And that is pretty much it for the listing brochure. So that's how you set one up with the templates. The only thing I really want to go over one more time is what you want to do is make a copy entire presentation and make yourself a new one every single time. Because if you do open up this one, like office building 123, and you start changing it to your new building, you're going to lose your original office building 123. So you definitely want to make a copy of it before you do another listing. So, and what you can do is in your Google Drive is, oh shoot. So there it goes. So when you're in here too, one of the easier ways to do it too is just make a copy right here, so that way when you're doing it, you're not overwriting your same one over and over and over again, which makes more work because if you ever have to go back and change your original one, you have to rebuild the whole thing again. So just be aware of that when you are making these. You want to make a new one for every single listing that you have. Otherwise, that's it. The OM is basically the exact same thing, just has more pages. And then just make as many as you need. There are no limits. You can make thousands of brochures if you want to. So that's it for the brochure portion of it. Go ahead and get started, and I can't wait to see what your listing brochure looks like.